James Kemp and lieutenant, U.S. Navy. Then there was an aircraft carrier, the USS Midway. She was old then. This was like 1989 I got there. She was an old ship then. Oh, I should say, by the way, that between Edson and Midway, they gave us a few weeks to get there. I did it by train. I traveled down to Washington, visited some family in Florida, did it all by train. Up to Chicago, across to San Francisco, down to Los Angeles, back up to San Francisco, and then caught the flight. And I had such a fun time. So Midway was, when it was built, of course, was the biggest thing afloat. And by the 80s, this was the smallest carrier we had. And called it, internally we kind of referred to it as the Navy's pocket carrier. Kind of like your pocket battleship for them. This is the pocket carrier. It was very interesting because this thing was incredibly maneuverable. It had 4 screws. I think most modern, or many modern carriers only have 2, I don't remember. But the 4 screws, we used to say it was built on a battleship hull. It was, that it started out as a battleship, but it didn't really, actually. They just took a lot of the technology, a lot of the knowledge from the battleship, put it into it. The screw arrangement's the same, but not much else. This is about 1,000 feet long, 12 boilers, 140,000 horsepower, crew of 4,100. And by the time we were in the 80s, now that the planes were a little bigger, they carried about 70 aircraft on it. I was in the deck department. These are the bosun mates. These are the people who tie the ship up, takes care of the ship's lines and the cables that anchor it in case of hurricanes or storms, typhoon cables, and who handle the ship's boats and all the underway replenishment. We pull up alongside either an oiler or an ammunition ship or something just to bring on stores or fuel. I served there as the 4th Division officer, which is in charge of the ship's boats. Went on to be an assistant department head and then the actually acting department head when the lieutenant commander was shipped home. Just due to rotate off and his replacement wasn't there yet. I did that for about a month. I was their acting department head. I'll get into that. That was during the period during the wind-up to Operation Desert Shield. We were getting ready to deploy to the Gulf. So 4th Division was interesting with the boats. When I got there, it was commonly accepted that if the captain wanted to use his gig, his boat, there was also an admiral's barge on board. If they wanted to use any of this stuff, they'd give us like 3 days notice because, we had to clean it all up. We had to, rather than, hey, we need a boat in the water, and like an hour's notice, 3 days, it seemed unreasonable to me that it should take, are these things kept in such lousy condition? It takes 3 days to get ready to go in the water. And so the challenge to 4th Division was, no, I want this to be on a 1-hour notice. What would you have to do? And, we'd have to keep it clean. Yeah, we'll keep it clean. We'd have to keep the engine, the machinery properly lubricated and PM the stuff. They keep it ready. And by the time I got done with, or they got done with that, it was on 1-hour standby from that point on. And it was kind of the way we started to run the whole department. Just things shouldn't need a ton of notice. They should just be ready to go. And that was, I don't know, that was kind of nice to see that they could respond to that and pull it all together.